Hi, folks, and welcome back to Planescape Torment with the Nameless One in a brothel of all places. Not that kind of brothel, though. If you don't know what I mean, watch the previous episode. So, we still have a few people to talk to.
Done.
Anything we want to say? Kasai smiles warmly as you draw near her, pushing a wavy lock of hair away from her bright crimson eyes. Well, greetings once again. What can I do for you? Ah, nothing new, it seems. A tease, huh? Come back when you'd like to talk. Sure. Let's talk to Delora. This dark-haired, pale-skinned woman has a cultured, refined look about her. As she turns to you, you note that her eyes, which you had previously thought to be grey, are the color of brushed steel. So grey. Brushed steel is grey. Well, bluish grey, maybe. Greetings! The woman's voice is soft, calm, and without inflection. It has a certain faraway quality, as if somehow not attached to her. Greetings, I am called Delora. May I serve you somehow? In what ways could you serve me, Delora? She blinks her eyes, then touches her hand to her heart, bowing her head slightly. So that we can get a good look. I am able to debate on any scholarly or academic matter quite proficiently, if that is your wish. I am also well versed in various games of strategy. Maybe you could potentially cross the IP threshold and play some Stratego against a Zakdorn. Should you wish to play something, or maybe 4D chess against a Vulcan. Though I have the materials for few such games here. A debate. I'm curious. Delora nods. That is correct. I am neither a tome nor a tutor. I have no desire to educate my patrons. Should you have a matter to discuss, however, the 15 factions and their effect on Sigillian politics, the most effective battle stratagems for warring in Acheron, the meaning of existence itself, I would be most pleased to choose a counterpoint and engage you in a debate. Alright, let's see if we can best her. You choose a topic and begin. The debate lasts a long time as the two of you exchange points and counterpoints, each attempting to methodically undermine the other's position. Oh yeah, let's undermine her position. As you speak, a strange feeling begins to come over you, a memory trying to surface. Allow the memory to surface. Nice. Whatever that did, memories of a great hall begin to form in your mind, a vast place full of well-dressed elites. A formal ball was taking place. Before you was a small, impeccably dressed fellow who wore a golden medallion. It was emblazoned with a symbol you dimly recall as the Sign of One. Like the Nameless One? The two of you stood in a circle of onlookers who gathered to listen to your debate. So we were debating this fellow. The Sign of One. Continue the memory. But that's impossible, the man was saying, looking perplexed. Oh, but it is, you recall yourself replying. It's elementary, my dear fellow. I have made several inarguable points and given you a number of examples. You simply don't exist. Yeah. But you can't. Were I to accept that, yes, you'd cease to exist. And, without a flash of light or puff of smoke, with no fanfare of any sort, the man was simply gone. Interesting. The onlookers oohed and awed. Some clapped. You remember giving a flourishing bow and walking away. A small, satisfied smile upon your lips. Yes, for ceasing the existence of some poor fellow. Ha. You suddenly realize Delora is watching you closely. Are you feeling well? We might finish our discussion at another time, should you like. No, let's continue. Though Delora is extremely hard-pressed. She's pressing hard to beat you. She eventually prevails. She likes to come out on top. Her infallible sense of logic at last wins out over even your most brilliant arguments. She seems to take no joy. Really? Even such a hard pressing. However, merely nodding in approval. You are a most skilled debater, there is no denying. I feel that, had you time to perform some research, I might not have bested you. Thanks. Delora nods. If you would like, we can debate once more upon the same topic. I could argue your position this time, should you desire it. Okay. Are you always so ruthless in a debate? Mistress Grace instructed me to show no mercy. For another of his students always allows a patron to win after a lengthy debate. It was Mrs. Grace's desire that I provide a different sort of experience for the clientele. Sort of like, I see, a debating class. Well, nothing more left to debate. Should we play a game, then? Of course. Is there anything in particular you'd like to... Oh, okay, well, I don't remember any games. Should we remember any games? I don't know. Here, then, allow me to show you one. Delora brings out a thin, lacquered box, which unfolds into a small board marked with a grid. Chess? The contents of the box prove to be a number of polished stone chips. Checkers? Half of them black, half of them white. This game goes by many names. Shall I explain the rules to you? Sure. Delora explains to you the rules of the game, how the chips are moved, how one's own opponent, and it seems somehow faintly familiar to you. Yes, checkers. The rules are simple, yes, but a great deal of complexity lies within the game itself. It takes a great deal of time to master, shall we? Yes, we shall. As you play, you come to realize that you've done so before. You recall various ploys and strategies that won your previous games. Trying every trick you know to beat her, suddenly a strange feeling comes over you. A memory trying to surface. Allow the memory to surface. Memories of a smoke-filled battle begin to fill your mind. Atop a great hill overlooking the fighting you sat, mounted upon a massive four-legged beast. The braying of horns carried your orders to the troops below. A general on a horse. Continue. Even as you watched, your forces divided, fleeing left and right as the foreign army fought its way up the hill to slay the enemy lord. You. The fools, you had thought, lips curling into a wicked smile. My knights shall charge down the hillside and stop their advance in an instant, and at that very moment my retreating footmen will fall in to crush their flanks. Ah, yet another victory soon to be mine. Sort of a can-I style tactic there. Can-I as in Hannibal, the Carthaginian. You suddenly realize Delora is watching you intently. Are you feeling well? We might take up the game another day if you so wish. No, let's continue. Throughout the game, Delora seems to counteract all but your most crafty moves one after another. Despite your best efforts, you at last fall beneath her well-calculated strategies. She does not smile or gloat, however, but quietly begins to put the game away. You are a fine player. In time, I am certain you could become a master of the game. Thank you, but do you always play so mercilessly? Delora nods. Mistress Grace instructed me to hold nothing back, for another of her students plays so that her opponents will always just manage to win. It was Mistress Grace's desire that I provide a different sort of experience, a true challenge, rather than something that might be more pleasing to one's ego. I have some other questions. Delora casts her eyes to the floor with a sound that might be a sad sigh. I'm willing to serve you as a patron, but have no wish to answer other questions. My apologies, but I fear you shall simply have to bear with that for the time being. Huh. A Paloogi's not accepted. What's wrong? Anything I can help?
Updated my journal.
With, journal update. Really? He looks up from the floor and into your eyes. Once more, you're struck by the pale smoothness of skin, the cold depths of her silvery eyes. No, no, I fear not. My troubles are a matter of the heart. In time, I think, all things shall be resolved. Are you sure? Certain I am not, but my first love, Merriman... Really? Merriman? Possesses still the keys to my heart. So long as he has them, I shan't be free to love another. You can make copies of keys. This is the cause of my melancholy. Really? Why don't you seek him out and speak with him? Can I find him and speak to him on your behalf?
Updated my journal.
She nods, the slightest hint of a smile appearing on her lips. She bows her head. Were you to find and speak with Merriman, I would be most grateful. He is a member of the Society of Sensation. So you may wish to ask him at the Civic... Oh, let's go to the Civic Festival then. I shall return when I find him. Interesting. Let's talk to the Modrons. One of them, at least. The strange cubic creature seems to be much a machine as it is organic. As you approach the thing, it silently stares at you with wide, unblinking eyes. Its face hasn't the slightest trace of emotion on it. Come on, Chief, we're in a building full of some of the sexiest chits this side of the multiverse and you're stopping to talk to Modrons? Yes, horny, floating skull without any sexual organs whatsoever. Let's greet the Modron. Its voice has a metallic, reverberating quality to it, as if it were more sound played out on some warped musical instrument than true speech. Your greeting is returned, and there is a soft as the creature blinks. An awkward silence hangs in the air between the two of you. I had some questions then. Identify yourself to us. I am not sure. We would know why this is so. I can't remember. All things should have a name. All things should be identified. We find your answer unsatisfactory, but it shall have to suffice for the present. The creature pauses and blinks at you. We would identify ourselves as Modron, Squadron Type Winged Variant to the subject. Yes. What is this little cube-like toy? The Modron, its appearance identical to every aspect besides blah blah blah, blinks once, twice, then speaks. The object is a portal cube. Okay. The user is to position the appendages of the portal cube in such a manner that it will activate. Once activated, the portal cube will transport the user to whatever destination was tuned to the... during its creation. What's the position then? We do not have that information. Over 97% of all portal cubes function in a slightly different manner. We were not present at the construction of the subject's portal cube, so we haven't been instructions. They will have to determine its method of operation and destination via experimentation. That's safe. That is safe. Do you know where it goes, then? You don't. What do you do around here? Observation. What are you observing? One of establishment's staff. Who, then? Yes, but who exactly? Dolora. Oh. Why not? We have not been informed as to the specific purpose or purposes which resulted in our being given our present task. By whom? The command of our superior Pentadrone is sufficient reason to perform said task. As such, the purpose of or purposes are irrelevant to us. Pentadrone. I had another question. What can you tell me of this place? A building located... The building itself is known as the brothel of slating industrial lusts, blah blah blah. Become a factotum of the side of sensation, yes. What about the silent prostitute? Echo. No more information. Interesting. And what about Puzzle Well? You don't know nothing. Yeah, I don't know nothing, Chief. Yes, farewell then. Man, Modrons are boring. You're kind of right, Morte. You were kind of right. Yeah. We'd have that, I have to Mar. Trying to find the Night Rag. Yeah, I think we should go to the Civic Festival and find a way of convincing Falfram Grace to join our party. We need a justification for that. What sort of justification, I wonder?
Done.
Can't determine why the device, what the device does. Oh, Nemily. Drunken Mage. This older man is staring into a stein of ale, misery etched into his features. The battered pewter mug is an unusual one, lightly engraved with strange runes and bearded faces, and covered with a coat of thin frost. Huh. Nice and frosty then. It looks up as you approach him. Greetings, sir. Something wrong? He sighs and belches into his hand and nods as he takes another pull of ale. Aye, something's wrong. Alright, gonna lost my apprenticeship. While ago, I was botched my mentor's last experiment. All for this damn drink. He sneers at the mug in his hand, but in seconds his expression softens and he takes another swig. Ruins everything it does, this damnable drink of wine. Why don't you stop to drinking then?
Updated my journal.
Shrugs and sighs miserably. I simply cannot. I want to, but I just need to drink. The need for speed. Drink. I try and stay away, but desire eventually overcomes me. I cannot resist. What's that mug? It's a pewter mug. I want this in a dice game. It's enchanted to keep whatever's in it freezing cold. Oh. That might be a good thing to have, if we ever need it. Ponder thought. This older man looks somewhat bookish. His clothing and accessories are extremely clean, neat, and well cared for, and he often pauses to brush some fleck of dust or lint off of them. Why is he attracting dust and lint? Symbol resembling a stylized dagger piercing upwards through a flame is embroidered upon his tunic. Greetings! The man's eyes pass over to you, gleaming as they fix on Morte. Oh, I say, would you look at that? A floating skull! Morte turns and looks behind him. Where? Where? Yeah, the man gasps, by the unjust laws of Chorney the Merciless. Who? He suddenly covers his mouth and looks at Anna apologetically. Sorry, the man was a horrible tyrant, now long dead. His name should never be spoken so, 'tis rather vulgar. My deepest apologies, my lady. I did not mean to offend. Anna, my lady? Ha! Anna shrugs, rolling her eyes. Talk as you like, Cutter. I care not a whit for what you say, unless you're rattling your bun box about me, that is. Try and get his attention. He turns back to Morte, but behold, a skull, buoyant, levitating off the ground, cognitive of its environment, and possessing hearing, speaking, and seeing capabilities. He turns to you as if you are suddenly a confidant. This is truly one of the reasons that the plane shall never become dull to me, sir. Just when you think you have seen everything, the planes show you yet another corner to peer around, and... He raises his hand gloriously. Suddenly, whole new wondrous vistas are open to you. Yes, we certainly had wondrous vistas at the brothel. Actually, the talking, floating skull thing is quite common. Right up there with self-resurrecting amnesiacs scouring sigil for their lost identities. That's a bit on the nose. I'm not sure if Morte qualifies as a wondrous vista. The man ignores you, looking to Morte instead. I say, Skull. Morte gasps. Look, behind you, another floating skull. Come on, Morte, I have questions for him. The man seems to have forgotten you entirely, instead turning in shock to look for his other floating skull. No, where? Idiot. Right where I'm pointing there. How can you point? What are you pointing with? This makes no sense. Where? I cannot see it. Morty speaks with mock exasperation. You just missed it. A whole parade of them probably never happening again. A million revolutions of the Rick Ring. What a moron. He turns on the harumphs. I sense you also possess a particular degree of mockery. Yeah. How astute of you. Morte blobs slightly as if shrugging. I prefer to refer to it as keen insights into the human nature. Yeah, get the man's attention again. Suddenly seems to see you for the first time. The man's eyes widen. By the unjust laws of tyranny, I say, are you alright? You look, hurt. No, I'm fine. It hurts to look at him, It hurts to look at him, it does. Yeah. Very amusing, Anna. I had some questions. The man nods eagerly. How about you? Who are you? Abel Potter thought. What do you do? I passed my administrator exam just recently, and have achieved the status of an A9, a research consultant in the Hall of Records. One of the many aides specializing in Sigil's physical laws and history. I research topics and laws of interest to others. It is quite fascinating. I don't think so. What does that symbol embroidered in your tunic mean? Why, it is the symbol of the Fraternity of Order. We are responsible for much of the lawmaking and running of the courts here in Sigil. Many judges, advocates, and clerks are members of our order, and we are pleased to be able to help enforce Sigil's laws and keep things orderly. We make a strident effort to learn our laws, whether they pertain to Sigil, the planes, or the multiverse itself. What do you believe in?
Updated my journal.
They believe the multiverse is governed by laws. When one knows all the laws, one will understand the multiverse. That is our goal. By understanding the laws, their limits, we learn to avoid certain laws. And what benefits in the position? Well, our fraternity allows us to read languages quite easily, and we may use some of the rules of multiverse on occasion to suit our benefits. Oh, like legal loopholes of sort. We might be useful to learn one or two. What can you tell me about this place? Why is it called Clerk's Ward? It is the seat of much of Sigil's record and halls and administration. That makes sense. Staff at these places gives the ward its name. Any work? None of the temporary sort. Right. Do you know Ravel Puzzlewell? Ravel? Or Ravel? If she truly existed, there is little to prove that she did, was a night hag. One of the inhabitants of the Grey Waste, one of the lower planes, and believed by some to be the worst of the lower planes. As the legend goes, Ravel was amazed several centuries ago. She was believed being a mistress of many strange magics, and apparently her presence and sigil constituted a threat to the lady. I'm afraid that I know little of her. Yeah. Let's talk to the barkeep.
Goldward, also known as Wanker City.
Ha! I can see your point. This man nods cheerfully as you approach. Welcome to my cafe, good sir. Isn't it a bar? What might I serve you? Some wine, perhaps? Questions, maybe? Humblest apologies, sir, but I make it a policy to serve drinks and nothing more. Okay. Let's talk to Nemely. The tall, slender woman, sipping some wine from a ceramic cup, appears to be looking for someone. Her facial features are elegantly exotic, and the woman's ears, though partially covered by her long hair, can be seen to come to sharp points. Greetings. The woman turns to face you, violet eyes flashing like flawless chips of amethyst. Amethyst! Her speech is as music. You can hear a faint musical tinkling. Is she peeing herself? 100 tiny crystal bells as she speaks. Her word lingers in your ears as if they were unwilling to relinquish the exquisite sound. Some sort of spell. Nemely turned to face the scarred, dour stranger. She asked what he wished of her. Whoa. Ha! Anna sneers at Morte. Stop your drooling, you leaden skull. My, what a hot-blooded little chit. Starved for attention. I could rule over you, too, if you're just jealous. Morte starts floating towards Anna, making wet, slavering noises. Ugh. Get a hair's breadth closer, skull, and I'll see to it that none of your chattering teeth lies within 100 paces of another. Morte stops abruptly. Wise move. Turning away while muttering unintelligibly. Yeah. You're Nemely, as I was told the command word for this decanter. I know. No, I told... Huh? Oh, I'm completely misreading. I was told you know the command word for this decanter. The woman makes no move to touch or examine the decanter, but only speaks. Nemely took it from the stranger, turning it to her hands. Hadn't she seen it like before, she thought. Perhaps, yes, remember now. She returned to the decanter, whispering into its ear as she did so.
Updated my journal.
You realize you know the word now. Nil de nosai. Though you're certain the woman never whispered it to you, but merely said she did. She blinks at you. Will the stranger leave now? Satisfied with what she told him. Well, your friend Aylwin is looking for you.
Updated my journal.
Nemely's lips form a perfect smile. An infectious happiness radiates from her, clinging to you like sweet-smelling warmth. Nemely was overjoyed to hear of her friend, who was waiting close by. She's at another cafe, east of here, across the part of the wood. Nemely thanked the man for his wondrous news. Is she actually writing the tapestry of history with her words and just makes things happen through speech? That's what it feels like. Soon she would go to visit her oldest friend, Aylwin. Now, though, she would reward the stranger. Oh, no. Just wait for the word, what the heck. She would draw the stranger close, laying her hand upon his chest and kissing the pale, leathery skin of his cheek. Life would flow into him, invigorating him. This, now, was to be his reward. Max HP increased permanently by 3. Okay. As you wait, there is a light tingling sensation upon your cheek and chest. Hubba hubba. The feeling spreads across the whole of your body, and you begin to feel stronger and more animated. Oh yeah. Thanks, I have some questions. Nemely listened to the stranger's questions, but could answer none. He would have to seek his answers elsewhere. Farewell then. And there she goes. Huh. Well, yeah, she did only give us, Good thing we kept that. Yeah, we need to buy all the items from the Curiosities shop. They might come in handy at some point. What is this tent? Let's see. Yeah, boot shiner tent. Clean and rocks your boots, sir. I want a shrine for only 2 copper commons. No, thanks. Please return your need your boots shined. Yes, we shall. We'll undoubtedly have boots to shine sometime.
Done.
Alright, so we've been all around, except the advocate's office. Well, advocate's house, in fact. And there is the advocate, appropriately. Beautiful silver mirror. This man is dressed in soft blue robes covered with intricate designs. Despite their opulence, however, the robes looked wrinkled and worn. You place the man's age somewhere between middle age and early 60s. The worry lines make an exact determination difficult. As you enter, the man turns slowly towards you. As he does, you're suddenly struck with a terrible sense that you know this man. Or did at one time. Really? Greetings. The man squints, as if trying to place you. Yes? Is there something that I can help you with? Who are you?
Updated my journal.
I am Giannis. He studies you and frowns. Were you looking for me? I don't know. What is this place? I am an advocate. These are my offices. Giannis's voice takes on an irritated edge. Do you seek counsel? If not, perhaps you had best test your curiosity elsewhere. An advocate? What's that?
Updated my journal.
Marte breaks in with a whisper. He's saying he's a lawyer, a counselor, one of those Burks who rattle their bone boxes at the courts. Good to know. Giannis's frown deepens. An advocate provides counsel, helps others navigate the labyrinths of Sigil's legal system, arranges legacies for citizens to ensure that their property is divided as they choose upon death, defends those in Sigil's courts who have been wrongly accused. Did you need help in any of these areas? Legacies. They are contracts that are deliverable at the death of the client. They provide specifics on how a person's possessions are to be divided upon the event of their demise. I have also heard them called wills. Are they anything like testament contracts? Oh my, no. The testament contracts, while they are deliverable at the time of client's death, bequeath the client's body to the dustman. Not a pleasant business at all. But some who are poor of means find the dustman contract to be a means of support. How would one go about invalidating a dustman contract?
Updated my journal.
He frowns slightly. One that is already signed? Little or nothing can be done once the signature is in place. The dustman contract is quite specific on the destination of the corpse after death. Without the destruction of the contract, there is really nothing that could be done. I see. Do I owe you anything for this information? I am not the sort to charge others for giving them an aid of this sort. He smiles slightly. I am an advocate, not a rug merchant, and greed is not permitted to step into my office. Thank you. Perhaps there is something else you can help me with. Very well. What is it that I can help you with? Excuse me for asking, but are you all right? You must excuse me, as of late I have been beset by troubles. I am afraid it has been a rather trying time these past few years. What troubles? I do not wish to burden you. I lost my daughter not long ago. There was also the fire. But that is another matter. Your daughter? Instantly, Giannis seems to collapse into himself. Yes. His businesslike facade drains from his face, to be replaced with cold despair. My daughter, Deonara. Deonara? Huh. Passed some time ago. Tell me about her. Deonara, she was young. She had recently joined the Society of Sensation, the Sensates. Not an unpleasant faction, but she had also met someone there. She followed him on a journey and, there she died. He looks pained. I was not even able to recover her body. You say she was a sensate?
Updated my journal.
Yes. He becomes slightly more animated as warming himself on a precious memory. She had joined them because of her gift and the fact that there was so much about the multiverse she wanted to experience. The sensates lend themselves readily to the sharing of experience and sensation. A gift?
Updated my journal.
Oh, yes. My daughter had the blood of an oracle running in her veins, but it was an unreliable talent. At times, she could predict events before they took place. She had sight. She could see through time itself, sift through the threads of fate. And you say she was a sensate? Do you know anything about this man she journeyed with? Little. I barely knew of his existence until she had departed. By then it was too late to have known him. Do you know where she went on this journey? She never said. I am not certain she was capable of saying where they had gone. It must have been a terrible place. How did she die? I do not know. Her body was never recovered. Giannis's face turns blood red and his hands clench into fists. And that is perhaps the most maddening part of this misery. I will never know what possessed her to run off like that, what happened to her, nor where her body lies now. Forgive me if you're asking, but how do you know she's dead if you never saw her body? It is most curious. I went to the Dustman to see if they had found her body, and they directed me to one of their faction outside the Dustman monument. A Dustman named Death of Names, I believe. He is said to be an oracle of sorts concerning those who have died. He told me my daughter had died. I see. Tell me about the fire. There's nothing much to say about the matter. It was a strange, localized fire. I cannot imagine what would have been precious in the documents that were burned, but someone must have wanted them destroyed. Any luck locating the person responsible? No, neither the Harmonium nor the Mercy Killers have any fortune in locating the person responsible. What was burned then? Oh, could we use our decanter to put out that ever-flaming person, maybe? Huh. A number of old legacies were burned, and some mementos and other keepsakes of value only to me. Legacies. They are contracts that are deliverable at the death of the client. They provide specifics, blah blah blah. Right. I see. Have we met before? The man studies you for a moment, frowning in thought. The wrinkles on his face become more pronounced as he does so, and you are again struck by the toll of the age that seems to have been placed on him. No, you yet seem unfamiliar. Yet. He continues to study your features, then shakes his head. I will concede that there is something familiar about you, sir, but I apologize for any insult my failing memory may have be giving you at the moment. I've been preoccupied for some time now. Have we met before? I think so, but I can't remember myself. Frustrating for both of us, then, it would seem. Can you tell me about your daughter? About this, I saw a woman by that name in the mortuary memory hall. She had become a ghost and claimed that she knew me. What? Giannis looks flustered. What did you just say? Her spirit now resides in the memorial hall. I spoke with her for a time, and she seems to be in distress. You spoke to her? Giannis seems to become more confused by the moment. What distresses her? Me, apparently. She said that she loved me and that I had loved her, and that I had forsaken her. I see. Perhaps. Giannis frowns and studies you. His face has become like stone. Are you the one she left Sigil with? The one who led her on the journey that killed her? I don't think so. She seemed hysterical and knew little of her surroundings. You might want to go seek her out. I will travel there as soon as I am able to investigate the matter for myself. He nods at you. If your words carry the truth, sir, then I am indebted to you. Okay, well, maybe there's something else you can help me with. Maybe not. Nothing today, I guess. The father of the woman we were talking to at the
I'm gone.
Memory hall. Oh, we haven't been to the Galleria. I'm sure we'll find pretentious works in here. Oh yeah, that's very pretentious. Ivana, what is that? An animated bloody iron chain, coiling and uncoiling upon itself. The chain itself seems to bend and weave like the spine of a snake. Small placard reads, a chiton's animate chain from jangling hitter. Should we touch it? The chain is slightly warm to the touch, as if it were alive. You notice that various barbs, tiny hooks and needles and other small sharp bits are welded along the chain's length. Huh. Okay, well. Oh, what is this? Painting of a tall black cliffs against the blood-red sky. There looks to be figures hiding amongst the cracks of the cliffs, but whenever you squint at the painting to try and make them out, the image fades into nothing. Outland Raiders. Massive horn of beaten lead, wound with brazen chains. The horn is horribly mangled, as if tremendous force had crushed it. Jagged blades protrude along its length, almost as if it were meant to be used as a club by some gigantic creature. That needs to be a big one. As well as a battle horn. A placard mounted beneath reads, Cleansing Horn of Acheron. Let's try to blow on it. Try as you might, you can get no sound to issue from the massive horn. Your lips come away from the mouthpiece tasting of blood, smoke, and metal. Oh yeah. What is that? Brilliant ruby statuette stands on this pedestal, carved into the image of a winged humanoid. The figure is either demonic or angelic in nature, but it is difficult to tell which, because it refracts light in the Galleria strangely. There is no placard indicating what the statuette is. So many works of art. The surface of this painting, a wild collage of vivid colors, ripples constantly as if it were the surface of a pond during a light rain. Placard reads Wave Motion Study 7. Touch it as if you... yeah. You should also touch paintings in museums whenever you can, especially if they're behind barriers or, yeah, do that. If you place your palm against the canvas, you cannot feel the ripples themselves, though a cool tingling sensation comes through. Okay. The statue looks like it's about to make some angry proclamation. Huh. The sculptor has captured the essence of fury magnificently. The chiseled tension lines around the neck and forehead alone must have taken many long months to get correct. Fine cracks run over the entire statue, and there is a plaque attached to its base. Read the plaque. The statue is believed to be the final fate of the Earthsarian Sorcerer Grangoigenton. That's a great name. Just flows from the tongue with such ease and, yeah. Grangoigenton. Like gangrene? Groin? Gidon. Gaidon? Attacked by a conclave of rival sorcerers at the height of his dream madness, he was imprisoned with a spell that turned his flesh into stone. Oh. We have something for this. Yes. Gangordon is said to have been frozen to a final awful curse upon his lips, a curse of travel that is never meant to be spoken by the lips of a living man. Examine the statue. The cracks. Carefully examine the cracks that run like fine black veins along the statue's surface. At one point, near its inner arm, is a section with an entire splinter of similar... Okay, let's break it off. You reach for the section of the form where the cracks have formed, grip it firmly, and yak to no avail. You'll need a hammer to break the stone, and a small one. The limited space between Sarsh's arm and body needs a larger one, suitable for combat won't work. Ah. Well, we need a small hammer, but apply the Gorgon salve. You smell the foul-smelling ointment of the statue. There's a strange shimmering on the statue, and you watch the statue as it takes an intake of breath, and the eyes fill with blazing, vengeful madness. Cover your ears. Before you can do a thing, a blazing torrent of words flames from the sorcerer's lips. As he speaks, you feel an agonizing sensation, like a sudden wave of raging heat pour over you and settle into skin like a blistering wound. Blindness strikes you as your eyes burst, running from their sockets like shattered eggs, and you hear someone scream and realize it's you. It's wait for the horror to end. The last thing you hear, even over your cries, is Mortis shouting.
New taunts, alright.
By the lady's bladed teats. Everything suddenly falls silent as the latter of your senses flicker and fade away into nothing. Die horribly, a victim of Gagardoin's awful curse.
Don't let it end like this.
Not a good idea, apparently.
Oh, feel stiff.
Okay, well, we might want to try that again. But that's going to be next time. Until then.